Still standing in line as we leave the theme park behind. Again, I am Sam, this is Steve. I have one more introduction to make though. Our co-host for today, who you may recognize from SNL, The Tonight Show, or NBC's That's My Jam, is the one and only Jimmy Fallon.
Welcome to the Universal Studio Tour. I'm Jimmy Fallon. I'll be making sure you get through this experience in one piece. You've got the very best guys.
Sam.
And the greatest drive.
Steve.
They're the best. I love them. Even though
Steve.
totally right. I know you guys are excited to get on the tour first. You safety.
That's right, if you see the rules, you'll order first. If you need guest assistance, have a medical emergency, drop something of value off the side of the train, or any sound or video issues, reach up and grab that red emergency cord that runs along the ceiling. I'll be back to assist you as soon as it is safe to do so. Otherwise, throughout the entire tour, remain seated with those arms and legs inside the vehicle. Please no smoking of any kind, and be prepared. Our tour features loud noises, sudden tram movements, fire effects, and many water effects. Have those cameras out for great photo ops. Just keep an eye on them so they don't get wet. Finally, for your safety and the safety of those around you, please do not use selfie sticks while you are on board. But now, the safety rules are out of the way. We can officially begin the world-famous Universal Studio Tour. And our first stop here on the tour is going to be the Universal movie timeline. This is going to start with this first movie poster that's coming up off to our right-hand side. 1914's David and Pythias, our very first film here at Universal that not only kicked off over 100 years of filmmaking, but almost 8,000 films released since then. These posters just a few more examples of those, and I'm sure you'll start to recognize more and more as the timeline goes down. Now, we're still releasing movies all the time. 2023 has been a huge year for us movie-wise with films like the Super Mario Bros. Movie, which reached #1 at the box office and stayed there for a few weeks. And then most recently, Fast 10, starring Vin Diesel and Jason Momoa. That is in theaters right now. But later this summer, August 18th to be exact, we're going to be getting a new comedy titled Sprays. It's going to star Will Ferrell and Jamie Foxx. It looks like it's going to be a great time in the theaters. We should see that one on the big screen as well. But all these movies, they were released a little bit here on this 400-acre movie studio, which, as I already mentioned, is the largest in the world. So large that we are our very own city with our very own fire station coming up off the right-hand side. This is Fire Station 51. It's not a set. It's a station that is on duty 24/7, keeping us safe here in our little city, both in the theme park and on the movie studio. And we're almost there, folks. Now, this studio officially opened in 1950, right in the middle of the silent film era. So for about 15 years after that, we continued to make these silent movies. But then, in the late 1920s, cinema changed forever with the introduction of sound. So we had to change some aspects of our studio. One of these changes we made was we had to build a soundproof environment to build our sets in and film our movies. Now, this is what the soundstage was for. We're going to see about 30 of them today. It's where we do the majority of our filming. But as we round this first corner here, I want you to look off to your left-hand side. You will see Soundstage 12, which was the first stage we ever constructed here on our lot in 1929, and also the location of everything you're now seeing on your screen. Historic stages, but also one of our largest. This outdoor resort right here that was built for couples retreat back in 2009 was all constructed inside of this space right here, which is pretty much what all of our sound stages look like. We're going to pass by 5 more on the far left-hand side. We do a lot of television over here, especially recently. In these first 3, 11 to get to 9, a couple months ago, we just wrapped up season 2 of Grand Crew, our NBC comedy that stars Nicole Byer and Echo Kellum. Also where we filmed for our Emmy Award-winning series Hacks that stars Gene Smart. But these last 2 sound stages we're going to see 8 and 7. These are 2 of the 3 sound stages that we used one of our Peacock original series, Bel-Air, the modern dramatic retelling of the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. Now it stars Jabari Banks and Ollie Sholihan. They play Will and Carlton in the show. And here they are to give us a little insider look at Bel-Air.
are. The base of the natural lives right here on the Universal Lot. Right? Some of those critical scenes have been filmed right here.
All right, I'm going to stop them just for a moment because I want you to notice that they are standing in front of Soundstage 14, which is the third soundstage Bel Air uses when they film here. They're also about to show two different set pieces. One is a big foyer set, the other one is a gym set, both of which were built inside of Soundstage 14.
All right. One thing you're most maybe with them is you decided to choose right. Well, Bel Air Academy Gym set is here too, and I remember you having to sit there for the past about for hours. Yeah. And that was really feel my toes. No, but seriously, I put him on this role with the talented crew and the all together. Set design, props, and transportation. So speaking of, we're gonna get a ride like this. I got to the transport now and let this be really fast. Okay, let's ask
That's right, both seasons 1 and 2 of Bel Air currently streaming on Peacock, and it adds to an incredibly long list of television shows that have filmed right here at our studio. In fact, the stretch of road we're having on right now, we like to call television alley. It's some of the greatest features of all time. These sound stations just off of our right-hand side. Classics like Leave to Beaver, The Monsters, The Incredible Hulk, Star, Blue Griffin, and Bill Bixby. More basic classics though, like Parks and Recreation, Good Place, Indy Picnics, Never Have I Ever, and the upcoming Peacock original series. We actually just wrapped up season 1 inside of Soundstage 19, including the last soundstage here off to our right-hand side. I do want to give you all a hint though as to what this upcoming Peacock series is, and all you have to do is look off to your left-hand side once you pass by this restaurant. You'll see a familiar face. Our family-friendly teddy bear, Ted. Later this year, season 1 of Ted will be airing on Peacock as a prequel to his first 2 movies, with Seth MacFarlane returning as the voice of the teddy bear. We're going into our production bungalows. Off to our left-hand side, these are the offices of some of the biggest names in Hollywood. We just had Jason Bateman move in here, and his production company, Aggregate Films. They've been working on Ozark and Netflix for the past several years, but now a permanent office in our studio. And the next one we'll see here, behind this white fence, these are the offices of 7 Bucks Entertainment, which is Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson's production company. So whenever The Rock films here, this is his home base, and he shares a parking lot with Academy Award filmmaker Jordan Peele and the Monkey Pop Productions. They brought us films like Get Out, Us, and Milk, and recently we announced that there will be a 4th Jordan Peele film coming December of 2024. So keep an eye out for that. For fans of musical theater, looking it up to your left-hand side, you'll see a white sign with MP on it. Those are Mark Black's offices. He produced La La Land a couple of years ago, but right now bringing Wicked to the big screen with Cynthia Erivo and Ariana Grande. And last but not least, Bungalow 5195, the former office of Hollywood legend Alfred Hitchcock.
I said, no, I can never do it.
Legendary director John Carpenter. For now, though, left your left-hand side, you see Soundstage 46. About a month and a half ago, we wrapped up season 2 of Lopez versus Lopez, and here starting, of course, for Lopez, also where America's Got Talent film, whenever they shoot in Los Angeles. But this will be the last soundstage on our car lot because we're now heading into the Backlot, more specifically our Metropolitan sets. That's New York Street down there. We'll get there in just a moment. First, I'm going to drive down one of our more residential areas of our Metropolitan sets off to our right-hand side. This street with those strips leading into the department doors. This is Brownsville Street. This featured Bruce Almighty starring Jim Carrey. So see this? Same steps Jim Carrey's running down, and the same ones off to our right-hand side. You'll notice though that we planted some trees on the sidewalks. It's making it more like a bit different now than it did in '85, as you see on your screen. Now, this is because after the massive success of Back to the Future, productions did not want to film here because it was too easily recognizable as Hill Valley. So we had to cover up that clock tower. That City Hall structure you see right there appears to be made out of stone and brick. In reality, made mostly out of plaster and fiberglass, and it only exists to cover up that clock tower. We call it a facade or a false front. And if you look through those double doors there, you can still see a little piece of that column. So it is all still there, all film ready. We can actually move that facade out of the way in a matter of hours if a production wanted to have this original clock tower look.
Just walking. So it's not exactly New York, but a lot of times when you see New York movies, we shot right here on the Universal Metro service. If you can make it here, you can make it anywhere. Even if you make it here on the Universal lot.
That's right, and we are filming here all the time. Just in the past month and a half, we filmed out here for Quantum Leap, for Ty West's upcoming film Maxine, which will be the third part of his recent horror trilogy that includes X and Pearl. But one of the more consistent productions of film back here is American Ninja Warrior.
Hey, Studio Tour, this is Popcorn Marshall Miller. Did you know that we filmed American Ninja Warrior right here on New York Street? In fact, we built the entire course in just a few days. Take a look. Be sure to watch this season on Mondays on NBC and stream next day on Peacock.
All right, so whenever they shoot their LA trials or LA finals, the obstacle course is running right down the stretch of road that we are on right now. And they are kind of real-life superheroes in American Ninja Warrior, right? A lot of superhero movies have shot back here as well. In fact, it'll be just behind this car one, but I'm going to let you inside. It's like a Broadway theater right there, and that's the theater that Mary Jane performs in Spider-Man 2, starring Tobey Maguire and Kristen Dunst. We had a great scene with Kristen Dunst leaving the theater on this side of the street, Tobey Maguire watching her on this side of the street. We've had a couple other Spider-Mans in here as well, with Andrew Garfield filming The Amazing Spider-Man. Batman filmed a bit back here, specifically Batman and Robin, starring George Clooney. This was Gotham City in that one. And one of the most iconic scenes now in the entire MCU shot here as well. In Captain America: The First Avenger, when Chris Evans, or Steve Rogers, becomes Captain America. He's running barefoot down the streets of the 1940s Brooklyn, and all shot right here on New York Street. And that actually leads me to my next point, which is why productions choose to film back here as opposed to filming in a real major metropolitan city. The main reason is it's more convenient. You don't have to shut down neighborhoods, but also you can change the set however you see it, going backwards or forwards in time. We're leaving the concrete jungle of New York Street, though, because Steve's going to take us into a different concrete jungle. Skull Island.
Thrilled that Universal invited me back to Skull Island. It's great to have you arrive. Now, we have created this 3D immersive experience, so you're going to have your glasses with you. Don't put them on yet, just put them in your hand because we're about to return.
We'll be heading in there momentarily. Just remain seated with those arms and legs inside the vehicle. Feel free to take pictures and videos. Just make sure that flash photography is turned off. Lastly, and most importantly, hold on tight to all of your personal belongings. It's going to be a very bumpy ride once we get in there. So if you're on the floor of the tram right now, be sure to put those into the laps and secure them He'll be heading in just a few moments.
Universal Tram is winding its way through a very rough, narrow trail in Skull Island, allowing the visitors a little sneak peek at some of the wildlife in Skull Island. In a sense, this is like a mini sequel, a mini continuation. We are just taking the Kong and Skull Island and the dinosaurs that we established in our feature film, and this is another day, another incident on Skull Island, using the creatures and the character and personality of Kong as he appeared in the movie.
Alright, sit tight everybody. Looks like we just got that green light to head on in. Witness projected onto some of the world's largest 3D screens and brought to life by Weta FX, one of the top tier VFX companies in the world, just winning their 7th Academy Award for their work on Avatar: The Way of Water. But you might have noticed, while we were in Skull Island, one of our back tram cars was yanked off the connection. The trams in the jaws of the T-Rex. It was then pulled off of the cliff and onto the screen. When that tram car appeared on screen, came what we call in Hollywood a picture car. The picture car is anything that appears on screen. You'll learn in just a moment here that the picture car is a very loose and plywood, a boat, a rocket ship. Regardless, we've used thousands of them in the past 100 or so years. Check this next one out though. Tom Selleck's Ferrari 308 from back in PI. Take a mental picture of this one. As you're about to see it, in real life. Not only have we used thousands of picture cars, but these trams themselves have been picture cars throughout the years, both on the big and small screen. We'll finish this one up in just a moment, because coming up off to our left-hand side, we're going to see a lineup of about 20 of our most recognizable, beginning with this beautiful 1932 Ford Deuce Coupe from George Lucas's 72 classic American Graffiti. Then the same Ferrari we saw on our screens a moment ago, driven by Tom Selleck throughout the 1980s. There's this very recognizable convertible for Back to the Future Part 1. Then three of our more futuristic models from Back to the Future Part 2. And right next to them, some of our more eco-friendly from the live-action Flintstones starring John Goodman and Rick Moranis. Then we have the Flying Ford Anglia from Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets, one of about 24 models of this car they used for the movie. The first of a few fast cars we'll see today, two Jurassic vehicles, including the set-used gyrosphere, that glass bubble you see in the movie. That was all digitally added in post-production. This was driving around on a little go-kart during filming. Then our newest addition, the Fry's Tech Van from Jordan Peele's Nope, and from Jordan Peele's Us, the Crawdaddy, driven by Winston Duke in the film. And then the last vehicle we'll see here in just a moment is this big Bradley fighting vehicle, this tank. And this is made completely out of plywood and steel bolts. It's totally fake. Michael Bay used it down in our Metropolitan sets for the climactic scene of that first Transformers movie. We're going to finish this train camera for just a moment. Now, folks, a moment ago, we saw those two Jurassic vehicles. We'll see another one off to our right-hand side in just a moment. In a moment, we actually are going to head into our own little Jurassic area here on the tour, but I want to take just a moment to talk about the importance of Jurassic Park. When it came out in 1993, it changed cinema almost as much as sound changed cinema in 1927. It introduced this new way of making movies that, as we all know now, it's completely taken off, and that is kind of the default way to make movies now, is for all these visual effects, which sometimes really help the film, sometimes it goes the other way. But it has been a learning process here in Hollywood since visual effects are introduced, and we can look at kind of a small bit of that process here as we get ready to head into our Jurassic area. Jim, and he's right, folks. We are heading on into our own little world of Jurassic Park now. Surrounding us are props and vehicles, all used in the filming of the franchise. Coming up off to our left-hand side, this mobile lab unit that was used by Steven Spielberg in The Lost World, Jurassic Park, starring Jeff Goldblum and Julianne Moore. We'll return to this scene in just one moment. First, though, I just want to point out that this area wouldn't be complete without some of our very own dinosaurs, which we do have here. We keep them locked up tight in these red cages. Wait, they're not in the cages. They're here in car one. Watch out, everybody. As I mentioned, I do want to jump back just one moment to that scene with the mobile lab unit, because this entire sequence shot here in Universal City. It filmed on the roof of one of our parking garages. So right here is a shot of the roof of our parking garage, dressed up to look like a cliffside. We then turned the rain machine on and pushed it right off. I also want to point out one other thing. You're about to see Julianne Moore's stunt double take a real fall that she took for the film, and this is why you don't mess with stunt actors. Ready? Of course, Steven Spielberg, the master of creating suspense in films. And a huge part of the suspense of this scene is the rain, right? It adds so many elements. The muddy cliffside, everything they grab is wet, they slip off of it. So weather is often an incredibly important thing, and something that we have to be able to manufacture quite easily here in Hollywood. So the next stop here on our tour is going to be Old Mexico for a weather demonstration, Hollywood style. I'll just need you all to stay seated with those arms and legs inside the vehicle once we head down there. And feel free to take pictures while we're down here as well. This is a very popular filming location. HBO's Emmy Award-winning series Westworld filmed an entire episode out here with Evan Rachel Wood, James Marsden, and Ed Harris. We had Miles Teller out here about a year and a half ago filming for Paramount Plus's original TV series. Jack Last a couple weeks out here studying for Natural Libre, and this area is connected to a 1950s Peru for the filming of Indiana Jones and the Crystal Skull. Steven Spielberg and Harrison Ford spent a few weeks out here filming for that one. But again, we are here today for a weather demonstration. It's going to begin with a little bit of thunder and a little bit of lightning. Now, thunder is normally acted as a sound effect, but now these effects are being brought to us by my buddy Johnny. Johnny, you have the next effect for us? Yeah, he says yes, and here it comes right about now. Rain. We shoot water directly up into the air using a very complicated system of mechanisms called sprinklers. You all notice we're not getting wet right now. You gotta control where those effects go. So the camera doesn't get wet, only the camera is looking at it. Hold on, sorry, give me one sec. Hey Johnny, that's enough rain, made it flooded. Oh no, he fell asleep, Captain Knox. When cars 3 and 4, look off to your left-hand side. If you see any danger heading our way, I need you to make some noise so Steve can... We've been swept out of Old Mexico and into the Old West. Welcome to 6 Points, Texas. 6 Points is our oldest set on the lot, built in 1915. This has been the location of countless silent films, many iconic westerns, and more recently, an Academy Award-winning film, Quentin Tarantino's Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, starring Leonardo DiCaprio, Brad Pitt, and Margot Robbie. Normally, when productions film back here, it looks a little bit more like this. They'll bring in truckloads of dirt, cover the asphalt under us, and it results in this great Old West aesthetic. Recent examples of this are Call of the Wild, starring Harrison Ford. They filmed out here for about a month and a half and made it look exactly like this. And our Peacock series, Quantum Leap. It's a show about time traveling. In season 1, they filmed an entire episode here in the Old West. It looked beautiful. You can find that all on Peacock. But get those last pictures in, because we're going to start to mosey on out of here and officially hit the halfway mark on the tour. So another reminder to remain seated, arms and legs inside the vehicle. And if you need my assistance for any reason, that cord is above your heads. Pull it. Your mattress is loosened as it is to do so. For now, look up to your left-hand side. You'll see Soundstage 31, one of our more frequently used stages. This is where we film for The Voice. Season 24 should pick up filming in just a few months. But you'll notice this body of water here as well off to our left-hand side. This is Park Lake, and this was recently featured in Jordan Peele's Note. We had a great scene with Daniel Blue and Phoebe Palmer driving right down this hill with Park Lake in the background. With this series of Note, it asks you almost 7-year history of Park Lake and horror movies, dating all the way back to 1954, but looked a little bit more like this. The infamous Black Lagoon. And were you ready for Gilman? There's Gilman right there. One of our classic monsters, one of our many monster movies, all of which shot here in our studio, whether they filmed in our sound stages at Park Lake or in our second oldest set on the lot and next stop on the tour. I want to officially welcome everybody to Little Europe. So these sets have witnessed some of the richest history on our lot, with Boris Karloff's Frankenstein's monster, Bela Lugosi's Count Dracula. But these have been very frequently used since these monster movies. It was the mythical town of Genoa in Princess Diaries 2, starring Anne Hathaway and Julie Andrews, was used in Roger the Interesting Cinderella, starring Brandon Houston. More recently, though, we transformed this place into the good place. As we leave Little Europe, seeing the Court of Miracles off to our right-hand side, I want to take just a quick moment to show you what the insides of these buildings look like. They look just like this, just wood framing, not suitable for interior filming. But there is an exception to this rule, because coming up off to our left-hand side, this gray house right here is called the Denver House. And it is a practical set, which means we can film entirely inside and outside of the same location. We'll see one more practical set on the tour today. This one, though, featured prominently in both seasons 1 and 2 of Backlot. Now, I mentioned this is called the Denver House. We call it that because we are currently on Denver Street. And this is a road here on our studio that's seen a lot of changes in the past couple of years, but it was one of the hottest locations for filming throughout the 1950s through 70s with all of these Western movies that were coming out. In fact, in just a moment, we're going to drive by some of the oldest architecture on our lot. It'll be just off to our right-hand side. But I'm going to show you what Denver Street looked like in its heyday.
Hit the ground first. Mine was taller.
Sorry, and the thing that really makes a Western movie iconic is not just having a great hero, but having a great villain for that hero to butt up against. Now, we're about to, next stop here on our tour, talk about one of the most iconic villains in Universal cinematic history. So before we talk about that one, let's look back at a couple more.
Bad boy now, baby.
Don't make me be a bad guy, come on.
We all go a little mad sometimes.
Ending with
Last
De Niro.
time you're gonna see a bad guy like this again.
All right, De Niro and Pacino finishing that one off for us. Now, folks, the villain that I'm talking about comes from Steven Spielberg's 1975 classic Jaws. Because we're going to now take a little trip to Amity Island, North Carolina. Now, of course, this town was made so famous by the man eating the shark. Lucky for us, though, we just caught the shark. So we'll go to right side as we head on in here. You'll see it hanging up here. And out of precaution, we do have the diver in the harbor right now, making sure the water is safe for us to head on in. Now, his name is George, and hopefully he's going to be a lot of help today. That's a fin. Hold on, that's a shark. Okay, give me one second. Hey, George, buddy, come up out of the water. Yep, there's a shark headed your way, so I'll let you hop in the boat, all right? No, you don't have to look at it. Just take my word for it. George, get the... Okay, he's wearing a lot of protective equipment, so he might make it through this. That's a bummer. We're going to have to move on from that. We did attach a bait to that yellow barrel out there in the harbor. We didn't want the shark is going to chomp down on that, get caught, and our worries will be over. Let's see if he goes for it. Looks like he is. And his rips disappear out of its foundation. Gasoline spraying everywhere. This doesn't look good. Everybody, hold on. So none of the films here on our studio had this Amity set here was built a couple of years after the release of Jaws, so it has been used in a couple of productions like Murder, She Wrote, starring the late great Angela Lansbury, and a couple of episodes of The Good Place with Kristen Bell and William Jackson Harper out there. But we've escaped the dangers of Amity here. Now coming up to our right-hand side, we're riding at the Chicken Ranch. This was built in 1982. It's another practical set. And when this was built, it was constructed like a doll's house. So it had hinges on the side to be opened up in the middle, just like you can with a dollhouse, so we can get some interior filming done a bit more efficiently. Now, it was built specifically for one movie, but it's been used plenty since. Built for the 1982 film that starred Dolly Parton and Burt Reynolds, The Best Little Whorehouse in Texas. Sorry to fade it out here though on Nature this bit because we're now entering into Colonial Street. And this has been one of our most popular film locations really since the mid-20th century. Now you'll see coming up off to our left inside this two-story lilac house, that's the Munsters house from the hit sitcom from the 50s. And then up to our right inside this two-story blue house, that's the Leave It to Beaver house. So since the mid-20th century, some of the most iconic sitcoms of all time were right here on Colonial. Fast forward to the early 2000s, that's when ABC's Desperate Housewives moved in here, turned us into Wisteria Lane. Used essentially every square inch of this set throughout the filming of that series. But even recently, this has continued to be one of our most popular sets with television shows like Mindy Kaling's Never Have I Ever, Bel Air, and especially Ted. Now, just for season 1 of Ted, we go back to not budget at $195 for one season of the series film. So, if you're planning on watching Ted, I highly recommend taking some pictures while we're here. You will be seeing it again in the series. And specifically, the next blue house we're going to see off to our left-hand side with this brick chimney, this has been the house that Ted received filming at the most. So you'll certainly be seeing that one again in our Peacock series. But look on your screens, you'll see back in the 1980s, Tom Hanks did The Burbs, where he starred alongside Carrie Fisher, here's Christina Ricci and Casper. And a daily little film here as well. Colonial Street, we are now 15 minutes from the end of the tour, so a final reminder to remain seated with those arms and legs inside the vehicle, keeping at quarters above your head. We've now found ourselves on the Wilderness Road. You look around us, you see why we call it that. Surrounded by this dense forest area, which a lot of our 400-acre movie studio is taken up by. And this is pretty convenient because in a script, it says that a production needs to film in the middle of the forest or the middle of nowhere. Instead of actually going there, we can just film on this hillside off to our left-hand side. A recent example is Netflix's movie Bird Box, starring Sandra Bullock. We had Sandra Bullock running all along this hillside for some of the scenes in that one. And Wilderness Road itself also has a pretty specific use, and that is car accident sequences. Here on this road, we can control traffic going both ways. It's also wide enough to film these very dangerous stunts in the safest way possible. But I bring up these car accident sequences and the picture cars we use for them because we're going to round this corner here, and off to our right-hand side, we're going to see some more. I'll call out as many as I can. We're going to start out with this big red double-decker bus from Alfonso Cuarón's Children of Men starring Clive Owen. Then two Transformers, including the Autobot Bumblebee and Decepticon Barricade, both from Michael Bay's Transformers. This cream-colored Duesenberg from The Mummy, starring Brendan Fraser and Rachel Weisz, driven by Academy Award winner Brendan Fraser in the movie. Then this black police coupe from Michael Mann's Public Enemies, his John Dillinger movie from several years ago. Black piano truck from the Coen brothers, Oh Brother Where Art Thou, starring George Clooney. And then one car from Fast and the Furious, this one from Furious 7. Now we normally have more fast cars out here, but the rest of them are actually in the park right now being used as promo for Fast 10. We do, though, have one more picture car here on the tour. Around this corner, the oldest car on our lot, sitting in front of the Bates Motel. Now, this car was driven in the film Psycho by the woman on your screen, Janet Leigh. She played Marion Crane, drove this car to the Norman Bates. I'm not really sure what he's doing here. Looking in the trunk of his car, going back. Maybe he's going on a trip. Oh, good. I think he deserves it. I don't want to mess with him though, so I think we'll start to head on out of here. But okay, folks, please listen to me very carefully. I need you to get your cameras, take some photos and videos for evidence, and I'm gonna hop off my microphone now before he hears me talking on this super, super loud microphone. Okay, I'm going to hit the mute button right. Oh, hey Norman, nothing to worry about. We're just gonna. Oh, what's that? Oh, that's a knife. Okay, we gotta go. No, we're good, Norman. You can just stop right there. Car 4, keep those arms and legs inside the vehicle, please. He wants them. Okay, good. He gave up. Alright, we're gonna say bye to Norman now. We probably won't be seeing him again when you get home tonight, so just keep an eye out. Say bye to him though. We're now gonna say hello to his mother as we pass by off to our left-hand side. The original Psycho house used by Alfred Hitchcock in his 1960 classic that starred Andy Perfect. As we leave one brilliant director's set, we're going to head right on into another as we arrive at the plane crash War of the Worlds. This 2005 sci-fi thriller was directed by Steven Spielberg. It starred Tom Cruise and Dakota Fanning. And this is a real Boeing 747. It was built sometime in the 1970s. Production team picked it up from an airplane graveyard before shipping it out to Southern California. We're going to stop here for a moment. While we do, here's legendary production designer Rick Carter and director Steven Spielberg to tell us more.
The airplane on Cruise site set was a perfect example of a set that was all designed around the vision of Steven. You forget to sit down and talk about, well, what if the 747 goes on right in a big movie? Because it's just something you don't see.
You're doing good. You're doing great. Listen to me. Listen to me. Listen, I want you to close your eyes, okay? Now close. Robbie, get in. Get in.
Steven Spielberg, a generation-defining director, one of the greatest to ever do it. But right now, Universal is lucky enough to be consistently working with another generation-defining director. Coming up off to our right-hand side, we're getting a little peek into a set of his most recent movie, Nope. I'm of course talking about Academy Award winner Jordan Peele. Now, we're obviously not driving in here today, but feel free to take pictures as we drive on by. This picture card here, driven by Daniel Kaluuya in the film. Since we can't drive in there, I'm actually going to get to something that I've been putting off for a few minutes now. Security has been trying to contact me for a little bit now. So I'm going to answer them. I'll be right back. Nothing to worry about. All right, studio tour here. What's going on? Sorry, are you FBI? We actually don't have any information. Hello?
I'll tell you who I am, boy. I'm the reason bad guys use a nightlight. I'm the reason the boogeyman begs his mama to look under his bed. And I'm the reason he just lost control of this whole operation. My name is Special Agent Luke Hobbs of the U.S. Diplomatic Security Service. And as of 16.9 seconds ago, I'm in charge. The hell you are. There are two things, sweet cheeks. One, there's a high-value witness from the Federal Protection Program of Woodley. Two, international crime scene.
Pierce. Roman Pierce, FBI, don't move.
Bill,
That's right, party's over.
you know how long I took to iron this shirt, man? I'm not.
You're under arrest right now.
Ladies, just back up a little bit. I got it. It's lightweight. First of all, I don't work for you.
Oh, really? Well, tell me, Roman, who do you work for?
We don't work for nobody. Papa suggests you clear out of here, otherwise we can't guarantee your safety.
Guarantee my safety? I'm the one holding the gun.
Yeah, but mine's a whole lot bigger than yours. Escort this novice out. Let's go, Cookie Puss.
You got an ugly suit on, man. It's cheap.
Somebody out there really pissed off Shaw. It's gonna get ugly fast.
Yeah, don't worry. Lucky for you, our whole family will protect you.
Are you kidding me, Roman? You didn't shut off your phone, bro?
I gotta call you back. I'm in the middle of something.
See what I'm talking about?
Call you back.
Man.
It was on vibrate.
Shaw traced us. Ops can't hold him forever. Letty, Roman, we're up. Driver, move that vehicle.
It's about to get real interesting. My Mona Lisa's all warmed up right next door.
Roman, grab your truck. I need you and Letty ready to move.
So I have a feeling now a great time to put on those protective 3D glasses.
This is our time. Okay, guys, it's showtime.
I got the move on, I'm on! This is mine, Letty!
How fuck you eat asphalt?
Don't think you...
All right, folks. I'm gonna ask Steve what we're gonna do right now, and I'll get back to you. Yeah, we're living a real life example of one of these right now. So sit back, relax, I'm gonna talk to Steve. All right, folks. Have to head right back to the theme park right now. So sorry about that. Sometimes this is just something that happens. Questions happen when you have to answer them after the tour. For now, enjoy this. This is you get your exclusive peek at Fast 10. see off to our left-hand side once we get there, some bins provided for those 3D glasses, and a studio directory if you'd like to check current wait times in the park. But as we get back here, folks, please do me one last favor and give it up for Steve. He took care of us today. He's the best one of this. Thank you very much, Steve, and thank you again to all of you. If I were to recommend something, I'd say check out Waterworld today. Back near the entrance of the park, you can find show times on Universal app. Please enjoy the rest of your day here at Universal Studios Hollywood, the entertainment capital of Los Angeles. And as they say here in Hollywood, folks, that's a wrap.